Hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalSabre here. Welcome to our Saturday Music Review Day. This is the first Saturday in 2025. And I just wanted to talk to you about one thing together. In 2024, I started off the year saying I was going to do this. I was going to listen to all this stuff and I was going to do this top ranking at the end of the year. Well, when I got to the end of the year, I realized that I really built a nightmare for myself because I was listening to 6 to 8 a week. Okay, so now we were talking like 300 albums that I had to try to pick from in that. Well, I'm going to have one. It might not be very accurate. I've whittled it down to 28 right now, and I'm working on it. But this year, I'm going to be starting a new process where I'm still going to say the two that I liked each week, but I'm going to immediately rank them at the others right away so that the ranking is going to be just about finished when the year ends. Also, I'll keep track of whether it's an LP or a CD, and then at the end of the year I'll do top LPs and and CDs, and also subscriber picks. Now, if you own one of these things that I am, and you want to pick it, put it in the remarks section, and I'll keep another one on subscriber ones. I don't know quite how I'll rank that unless one gets a whole bunch of picks, but we'll see later on. Just add a little spice to that. So before we get started, and go down there and hit that like button. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed so yet, please hit the subscription button and hit that bell down there, and you won't miss anything that I put up. Subscribing really helps the channel grow, as does comments. So even if you don't have any, if you've listened to them before, tell me which ones you like. Here we go. The first one of the week. And as usual, I forgot to move that chair. And I forgot to silence the phone. It's not getting on this. You're off to a good start, huh? All right. The first one of the week it was a Whatnot pickup. It's a 1979 album. It's kind of punk, kind of classic rock. I heard a lot about this artist, but I had nothing in my collection. So when I saw it, it was in pretty good shape. I went for it. The title of the album is Wave, the Patti Smythe Group from 1979. The fourth studio album by Patti, and the third and final album where the Patti Smythe Group is billed. The songs Frederick and Dancing Barefoot both received commercial airplay. Following the album's release, the band disbanded, and front woman Patti Smith pursued a solo career 9 years later with the album Dream of Life. Did I show you the back? I think I did. Then there's an inner picture of Patti. Back. There's that's the lyrics to Frederick, and then some what I call it credits down there. It's the first one in my collection by her. I liked her. Being punk didn't scare me away. Of course, I do have some stuff in my album that are already punk, and it's on the Arista album. Pretty darn good shape. There we go with the reflections. So that's how the week started off with the 1979 album titled Wave by the Patti Smythe Group. Glad to have it in the collection. Moving along now, this is good. This is pretty cool one, really. I watch a lot of different subscriber videos on music and what's up. And so I heard about this group. They're from Australia, and I heard that they produce a ton of albums. So when I was out at just right around Christmas, I was out at the local record store, Wisecrack, and they had a couple of them in there. So I says, you know what, I'm going to try this group because I've heard so much about them all the time. I'm going to try them. And so what it is The name of this is a 2017 album. I've actually heard or read where they got back when they got back together a few years ago. They made a vow to try to publish 7 albums a year. That's quite a tasking. Anyway, this is Murder of the Universe by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard from 2017. The 10th studio album by the Australian psychedelic rock band. rated by some people as their second best. Well, needless to say, I did not know it was going to be in. And if you saw this and it says it's on, what does that say? Vomit splattered vinyl. I'll show you that now. Needless to say, as you can see in the back here, there's 3 stories. This is a concept album, and it's a quite detailed concept album. Now, what I really like about it, because this was a concept album that was pretty big, is this booklet came along with it. This album was nominated for the Best Hard Rock or Heavy Metal Album at the Music Awards of 2017, but despite controversy over the bands winning the previous year with Nonagon and Infinity, Merger didn't win. Murder of the Universe is a concept album was put in 3 parts called Suits, each containing elements of spoken word to carry a narrative. As you can see at the beginning here, it lists the three different suits, and then it goes through. And what I really liked about it, because I got the set to be able to follow it, as you see, not a lot of nice art, but what it goes through is it's got the music, which is pretty heavy metal, pretty hard rock, and then all of the narrative words. There's narrative in each one of these telling the story. The story is quite detailed. I can never say it right, so I probably won't try, because then some people might get upset because I missed my concept of the album is not what it was supposed to be. But if you look it up in Wikipedia, look up Murder at the Universe, it'll actually break down and tell you what each one of these are out. My concept, just real quickly, a basic would be, the first story is about a battle between good and evil. And then evil was winning, and then a higher power came in and beat the evil, and so everything happened then. Then the second second story was about the humans starting to do all these things and creating AI and all of this kind of stuff, and they got to the point where the humans were being overtaken by the machines. And part 3 is called the digital. That is a digital. It's taken over the world. And the only thing the digital AI says that it wants to do, it says 2 things I want to do that humans can do that I can't do, and that's die and vomit. And then the story goes on, and at the end, the universe is done or finished because of all of the vomit going on. But quite a really nice booklet to go along with that. Okay, I don't know. Remember if we did not have an inner because of that booklet. That's okay. And now we're going to go with the vomit splattered green or vomit. That is pretty wild. That's green with all that splatter. So that was my first entry by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard into my collection, and I liked it a lot because I like concept albums, but I really liked it because of the booklet and I could follow along with the story. Some concept albums don't do that. I think last week or the week before I realized an album was a concept album without even knowing it while it was going on. But anyway, that was number 2 of the week, Murder of the Universe, the 2017 album by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Yep, might they get into me some more? Yeah, I'm going to check out their discography. All right, now the next one we got was a pickup on Whatnot. I do have other stuff by this group in my collection, But this is the 1979 album. It's the fifth entry by this group into my collection. And it is called, and this, where are we going here with this? No Promises, No Debts by Golden Earring. Like I said, the fifth media that I have in my collection. Not much is written about this one at all. I got to know them when I was living in Belgium in 1978 to 1981 because they are from Holland, which is pretty close to Belgium. And this was their 24th of 25 albums. They had 30 top 10 hits on the Dutch charts over the years, which included the international hits Radar Love, Twilight Zone, and When the Lady Smiles. I like this album. It's, heavy metal or classic rock, whatever you would like to describe it. What are they describing it as here on Discogs? Let's take a look. Just classic rock. Rock and classic rock. So, that was pretty cool. Then their album. It's on a Polydor label. Polydor label. This is in really nice shape. I saw no scratches, scuffing lines, or anything on this whatnot purchase. Very, very nice. All right. Next is one I've had. I bought a while back ago, but I haven't listened to it, and it was screaming my name. And it is this is a 2016 reissue of a 1993 album by Radiohead called Pablo Honey. This was the debut studio album by the English rock group. The singles, Creep, Anyone Can Play Guitar, and Stop Whispering, initially made little compact. Okay? However, Creep gradually gained international radio play, reaching number 7 on the UK singles chart, and then after it was reissued in 1993. Pablo Honey received general favorable reviews, but some found it underdeveloped or derivative. I liked it because I'm going to tell you something that. Did I show you the back? Yeah, I think I did. This is the inner. This was the first one by Radiohead that I could actually set and listen to and understand 90% of the words by Tom York without having a headset on or without having a lyric sheet in front of me. Because the more he went on and on and on and got to like OK Computer and Kid A, I really had to have a headset on, concentrating and reading as I went along. But that one was okay. I mean, I could see how they got, avant-garde and experimental as they got into more and more stuff. And that was good. That was nice too. But the beginning was kind of nice to be able to do that. And you guys, people out there, Radiohead fans? I'm late to the Radiohead group. Not when they were out in the 90s. I don't know what was the matter with me back then. But and I've got several of their albums now. Don't remember. I should have marked it how many there was. All right. There we go. Time for the CDs. Okay, the first one we come out with is number 60. That we've been listening to. And this is a 1985. This was an LP released in 85 and on CD in 1991. This is The Best of the Doors, a 2 CD set. All the great hits. Hello, I Love You, and Break On Through, and People Are Strange, Strange Days, the whole 9 yards. And the end, it's that end. Really good stuff there, so you can see move it up a little closer so you can see the titles. The LP contains 18 songs from their 6 albums with lead singer Jim Morrison. When the album was released on compact disc in 91, it reached number 32 in the US and the top 20 in several other countries. If you like the Doors and you haven't, like I have other albums by them, and you just want to get a big day of Doors rock without having to change the albums, if you have a CD player, I recommend that you get this. This is a killer CD set. That's save you the time and the aggravation. I've got a little booklet here too. I'm going to try to get it out. It's fighting me, folks. There we go. Got a little booklet. That was the cover that you saw. And then here we got, what have we got here? The song titles and some credits. And some print that I can't read without my glasses on. Maybe not with my glasses on. I thought it was going to, oh, and it does open up one more time. So we got a lot of little black print in there. On the back, I have another picture of Morrison. I really can't read that. And then the albums or the CDs come on. On this label. Two of them. Really, I know why I bought it. This is really good onto my collection. So this was the first CD of the week, number 60. Was it, I say 60? Number 60. And it was released in 1991. The Best of the Doors, a 2 CD compilation. Good stuff. Now the next one, I picked this up. I pulled it out. It's number 61. And it was released in 1989. And I thought, well, before I even listened to it, I said, now, why would I have got this? Well, I said, well, maybe it was because my mother was living with me at the time. And I know she liked this guy. It wasn't her favorite entertainer, but she liked this guy. So anyway, this is the 1989 album by Michael Bolton, Soul Provider. And this was the 6th studio album by him. And the album, believe it or not, has sold 12.5 million copies worldwide, containing 5 U.S. top 40 hits, including 3 that reached the top 10. Soul Provider achieved longevity on the charts. The album spent almost 4 years in the top 200 and peaked at number 3. For one of the single versions of George on My Mind, they took out the flute section of the one guy, or the saxophone section, and they put Kenny G's in there. Reviews, when it first came out, weren't too good. And I guess that the people proved that wrong. 12.5 million. And I liked it. I liked the whole album. It's got some covers on there like George on My Mind and things like that. I like the whole album. It wasn't, people say, well, it's a love album, but it wasn't that low, swooning type of stuff. It had a good tempo to it, and pretty good. I was surprised. I'm sure this is the only thing by Michael Bolton in my entire collection. Well, I wouldn't bet on it because I don't know everything in the collection. I'm going to do a search to see if I own anything else. But it's pretty good. You guys ever remember that song, Soul Provider? And here is the CD. It's hard for me to get the CDs up there. They don't get much, reflection. So that was the 1989 album by Michael Bolton. CD format, Soul Provider. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm surprised to say good stuff because at the beginning I couldn't imagine why I bought it. But I guess I did like that song, Soul Provider, because it rang a bell instantly with me. So the last thing for the week, so it always comes out of the album filing, whatever you want to call it. And it was number 48. Now you're going to see, this is This was released in 2017. I got to get everything out of here because it's a little stuff in here. This is like a little box set. And this is the greatest hits, volumes 1 and 2 from the Eagles. Okay. Now you see this first album, this blue one here. You probably recognize that if you've been with me for a while, because I do have that, and we did listen to it and review it a while back ago. This is not a lot written about this. It was released in '76. It contains the greatest hits album from '71 to '75, released in '76, and 1982's greatest hits volume 2. Okay, let's see if we get some more stuff here. Okay, so there we are with the album cover. So this morning I had lots of Eagles listening. This is from the 1976 album, the greatest hits 71 to 75. Here's the inner that was with the box set. Lots of good tunes. I think when I saw the box set, I probably picked it up because of the, just the way it was. I mean, that was number 2. Here's the second album that's in it. You notice I don't have sleeves on these albums. I do have on the outer cover because I can't fit it in. I'm trying to maintain the original seal with the hype sticker on it. But this particular album also had a inner showing the Eagles' discography. I don't know if the other side's the same or not. No, it's not. And I'm only going to show you one because you've seen the albums, you've seen enough. This was the really good shape because it was brand new. The label for the volume 1. I understand that later on, I don't know if it was after they broke up and they got back together, and they released When Hell Freezes Over. After that, there is another album called The Very Best of the Eagles, which supposedly includes a lot of other stuff, which is supposedly pretty good. If I run across it, I might pick it up. I don't know. But anyway, that ended the week nicely with the box set, the greatest hits volumes 1 and 2 of the Eagles. And oh yeah, now we're going to get to the part where I'm going to say which ones that were my favorites of the week. There's a lot. This was a tough week to pick. Tough week to pick. Well, one was an LP, one was a CD this week. So my first pick under the LP side was Pablo Honey by Radiohead. Boom. Everybody said, well, are you kidding me? We would have picked Murder of the Universe. Murder of the Universe I really liked by King Gizzard. But it just didn't, Pablo Honey struck a bell with me better. And the second one that I really liked, we just talked about it recently. It was the CD, The Best of the Doors, the 2 CD compilation. So those are my picks this week. What do you think about those picks? Do you like something else? If you have something and you like it, please put it down there. I want to try to keep track of this stuff throughout this year just to make things a little interesting. So at this point in time, the number 1 album on my ranking is Pablo Honey. The number one CD is The Best of the Doors. Thank you very much for stopping by. SoCalSabre saying take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other. Stay safe.